From the moment a cat enters your life, something subtle begins that you never fully notice until someone points it out. Your cat is watching you, not judging, not evaluating, watching, quietly, deeply, constantly. Every movement you make, every shift in your breathing, every change in your mood becomes part of an endless stream of information they process without effort. And because of that, cats often know things about you long before you do. They understand danger before it arrives. They sense emotional storms before you feel the first raindrop. They pick up on truths that humans overlook because we're too distracted by our own thoughts. Cats don't have that loud inner monologue that humans do. They have silence, instinct, observation, and because of that, they often warn us about things we completely miss. 1. Trust. One of the most mysterious warnings a cat gives happens when you bring someone new into your life. It might be a friend, a date, a family member you haven't seen in years, or someone who simply stops by your home. To you, the person is polite, friendly, smiling, acting perfectly normal. But your cat sees beyond that performance. They see the tiny things: the tightening of a jaw muscle, a change in breathing, a rise in heart rate, a subtle shift in energy that humans are not trained to notice. You might watch the person's face. Your cat watches their nature. And sometimes, without you understanding why, your cat's whole demeanor changes. Their ears tilt back. Their body becomes alert. Their attention sharpens, as if they're watching prey in slow motion. To you, it looks like your cat just doesn't like the person. But your cat isn't judging personality. They're detecting intention. Cats read chemical signals coming off the human body. They detect stress hormones, aggression markers, resentment, jealousy, and even hidden fear. While you hear the person's friendly words, your cat smells the emotional truth beneath it. And long after the person leaves, you may eventually discover something your cat noticed the moment they arrived. Many cat owners later admit that the person their cat didn't trust ended up causing some kind of trouble in their life. The cat wasn't being dramatic. They were protecting the world they live in. 2. Reaction. Another type of warning is far more personal. Sometimes your cat doesn't react to other people at all, but to you. A seemingly independent cat suddenly becomes clingy, pacing around you, refusing to let you leave a room without following closely behind. First it's cute, then strange, then maybe even annoying. But what your cat is reacting to is something you don't see: the internal signals inside your own body. Humans often assume that illness begins with pain or discomfort, but your body begins changing long before symptoms appear. When your metabolism shifts, when inflammation rises, when your heart rhythm becomes abnormal, when your hormones become imbalanced, your body releases a completely different scent into the air. These chemical signals float off your skin like invisible smoke. Humans can't smell them, but cats can. Cats have been known to detect infections, cancers, heart issues, and internal changes weeks before any test or doctor identifies the problem. There are countless stories of cats refusing to leave their owner's side, pawing at a certain part of their body, crying in the middle of the night, or waking their human moments before a medical emergency. What looks like clinginess is actually concern. What feels like annoyance is often a plea. Something is changing in your body, and your cat senses the danger before you do. 3. Early warning. Cats don't only detect what happens inside the human body. They also sense what happens inside the natural world. Long before humans created weather satellites or storm alerts, people used their cats as silent predictors of approaching storms. On old ships, crew members trusted the ship's cat more than the horizon itself. If the cat became restless, hid in dark corners, paced the deck, or acted unsettled, the sailors prepared for violent weather. Today, cat owners still notice this ancient instinct. Minutes or even hours before the first drop of rain touches the window, their cat hides under a bed, slips behind a couch, or begins pacing. Cats feel the drop in atmospheric pressure. They sense static electricity building in the air. They detect vibrations from distant thunder long before humans hear anything. A cat that suddenly becomes on edge for no clear reason might not be reacting to ghosts or invisible shadows. They're reacting to nature itself, warning you that something is shifting outside your home long before you feel the change. For safety. Sometimes, however, the thing they warn you about isn't outside. It's inside the home. Many families around the world owe their safety to a cat who refused to stop staring at a single spot. A wall, corner, a cabinet, a basement step. Cats can detect faint chemical smells from gas leaks, electrical buzzing from failing wires, heat changes from overloaded appliances, or subtle sounds from malfunctioning devices. They notice danger before it becomes visible. If a cat becomes fixated, distressed, or alert around one particular location, there is almost always a reason. They might scratch at the spot, meow urgently, or try to guide you toward it. Humans shrug this behavior off because we assume that if we don't hear or smell anything, nothing is wrong. But a cat's senses operate at a level we cannot imagine, and ignoring their warning has, in many cases, led to disaster. When a cat insists that something is wrong in your home, take it seriously. Their instincts have been shaped by thousands of years of survival, and they are far more accurate than our logic. 5. Emergency guard. But their sensitivity doesn't stop at danger. Cats also warn you when someone else needs help. Despite stereotypes, cats are surprisingly social creatures, especially when it comes to vulnerable beings. Many cats have alerted owners to babies struggling to breathe, elderly family members who have fallen, or neighboring animals in distress. A cat may suddenly run toward a door, cry repeatedly, or walk ahead of you, stopping every few steps to look back and make sure you're following. They may seem anxious until you finally get up and check what they're trying to show you. This behavior often surprises cat owners because it feels almost human, like the cat understands the idea of helping someone else. But in the feline world, caring for vulnerable members of the group is natural. When your cat tries to lead you somewhere with urgency in their behavior, it is rarely random. Their instincts tell them that someone nearby truly needs help, and they are trying to get you there before it's too late. 6. Observer for invisible things. Among the most mysterious warnings cats give is the moment they stare at nothing. To you, it looks like your cat is fixated on an empty corner, tracking something invisible, narrowing their eyes at a dark spot on the ceiling, or following movement that doesn't exist. Historically, people believed cats could see spirits, and although there is no scientific proof of the supernatural, there is enormous scientific proof that cats see things humans cannot. Their eyes detect ultraviolet light, subtle reflections, minuscule shifting shadows, microscopic insects, floating dust particles illuminated by wavelengths humans don't perceive, and rapid motions we miss entirely. Their whiskers sense tiny changes in air currents that carry information about movement in the room. When your cat stares into what looks like empty space, they are looking into a world you're physically incapable of seeing. It's not imagination. It's not hallucination. It's perception sharper, deeper, older than ours. 7. Magnetic resonance. Another warning cats give, one that surprises many first-time parents, is their reaction to pregnancy or major hormonal shifts. Long before a human notices changes in their body, a cat will. A pregnant person's skin temperature changes, their hormones shift, their scent transforms, and their metabolism speeds up. Cats notice this transformation with astonishing accuracy. A cat may suddenly become more protective, more affectionate, or more observant. They may sleep near the belly, follow closely around the house, or behave in a way that feels intentionally watchful. To them, your body is different, and they instinctively react to that difference. Cats have been known to detect pregnancy weeks before the human themselves suspects it. Their sense of smell picks up on biological changes that no test or human instinct can identify that early. Lastly, your cat doesn't just live with you. They watch over you. They observe you with the same seriousness they observe prey, territory, and danger in the wild. Their instincts are ancient, shaped by survival, sharpened by evolution, and focused on the people they choose to trust. You may think you adopted your cat, but in their mind, they chose you. And once they choose you, they consider you part of their world. a world they protect fiercely and quietly. So the next time your cat behaves strangely, before you laugh it off or scroll past it, pause for a moment. Notice their eyes. Notice their posture. Notice the direction of their attention. Because behind that tiny body is a universe of instincts working at full power, trying to communicate something important. And even if you never fully understand the language, one thing remains true. Your cat is trying, in the only way they know how, to keep you safe. To discover the feline universe in all its aspects, don't forget to keep up to date with the cat lovers community. Share your likes and subscribe to Cat Facts Funny.